In the last video, we were at the Harrogate Flower Show. Today, I'm going to be using some of the tips and tricks that I picked up at the show, and I'm going to implement them right here on my balcony garden to show you how you can do the same at home. When it comes to planting in containers, it doesn't matter whether it's a show garden or if it's a balcony. Here is my biggest tip. It's an oldie, but it works. If you're going to plant in containers, what I want you to think about is this: fillers, spillers, and thrillers. You're probably thinking, what on earth does that mean? Well, I'm going to show you some of my containers from my Chelsea show garden in 2022. I'll also leave a link below so that you can see what the garden looked like in its entirety. When we think about spillers, you want to think about something that kind of cascades over the lip of the container. Flowers like lobelia and geraniums are really great examples of this. And then when we're thinking about our fillers, that could pretty much be anything. It's something that kind of, as the name suggests, fills the pot. I tend to opt for things like grasses, so a good carex grass, something that adds character, movement and texture. And then you've got the thriller. This is the showpiece of that container. My main thrillers in my Chelsea containers, all three of which are here on the garden right now, happen to be salvias, but it could be anything. This helps to create structure in your containers. So for this container, we're going to go with the Nepeta as the filler and the salvia as the thriller. And then for the spiller, I've got this geranium here from last year. I managed to rescue. I mean, she's not looking the healthiest, but you know, give her some time. It's a pink geranium, and I'm going to pop that in. And the great thing with this is hopefully it will go well with this pinky purple container that I have here. So that should set this off really nicely. So it'll be white from the salvia, he says, and we've got the purple from the Nepeta, and then we'll have pink flowers here from this geranium. So that will go there. A container this size, I'm not going to do any more than 3 plants in here. I think this will clearly get bigger, and the Nepeta will just continue to take over. There seems to be a lot of weeds coming through, so I'll take out some of these. But for a container this size, 3 plants will be enough. I'm going to plant out this pink geranium. It's interesting, you can see, look, all of this new growth is just waiting to come up. It was just really squished in by that container. There's more. This is going to be super healthy. There we go. And it would be really tempting to plant it this way because the leaves are all facing one way, but I'm actually going to plant it the opposite way. And eventually it will turn and gravitate towards the sun. And there you go, it slots in. Nice and simple. And the final step is a water. Filler, thriller, spiller. As for this planter, well, this one has got a really healthy looking salvia. This was one of my Chelsea pots, a lot of it has gone due to vine weevils. So if you look here, for all of this new growth, I suspect that's not new seedlings. I would suspect that that is coming from the main mother plant, so it's sent up some new side shoots, which is cool. There are weeds under here which I need to get out. And so now I'm left here with this red. So once again, we've got gladioli, which I don't even remember planting, but hey ho. And the salvia, that's what survived from last year. I got these red poppies. So I think I might go with the poppies in there. These might be a nice little filler. They've got multiple thrillers in that container. You've got the gladioli, and then once that salvia gets going, that will be a thriller as well. So I'll go with the red poppy in there. That salvia will get the same size as this one, and this one isn't doing too well. I mean, look, you can see there's quite a lot of new growth in there, but actually if we get a little bit closer, you can see these aphids are just having a field day over here. Oof, look at it. It is covered. Yuck. Okay, so I'm gonna have to deal with that container. I think it's time I get myself some ladybird larvae. I've got a whole video. If you want to try releasing ladybird larvae onto your garden, I'll leave a link below so you can see how that works. But I think that's probably going to be my best bet, unless I go squishing, and I hate squishing. So, ugh, annoying. Now this salvia gets huge. It will come up to at least here once it fully gets going. So this Aquilegia is going to have a little bit of a rough time, but this should grow quicker than this, so it will establish itself. And look, since it's come back year after year, it clearly was happy, so that's cool. So my thriller for this container is going to be the salvia. Now I need some fillers. I think I will probably go with a foxglove here. The only problem is I don't know what color that will be, but it will still match the container. Whichever one of those variations pops up, it will still work. So we'll get that in there. When it comes down to planting, if you make the hole the same shape as the pot, then you know exactly how to squeeze it in. One of the things that we learned from Melissa at the Harrogate Flower Show was to include some repetition into a border. Now, if you've got containers, you're probably wondering, how do you do that? Well, the simplest solution is to choose either a perennial, an annual, whatever it is, whatever flower or plant it is that you want. Have multiple of those plants all the way along the garden, just in different containers. Now, just like in visual merchandising, try to go for odd numbers, so 3, 5, 7. In order to create that feel of repetition on my garden, a lot of my thrillers happen to be salvias, so they are replicated along the garden. I've also got multiple lupins, multiple foxgloves along the garden. But the other thing that I've got is some zinnias that I've grown from seed. I've got some calendulas, and I will also have nasturtiums dotted all the way along the garden. So it's going to give that feel of cohesion. Here's a look at the perennials that I picked up from Nut Cuts a couple of videos ago. They were tiny, but as you can see, they are thriving. So if we look at this geranium Splish Splash, it has grown so much, and you can see all of this new growth is coming through. The Achillea has doubled in size as well. And then so there's the daisies, the foxgloves. Wow, a really stunning specimen. And so for £3 for £5, one of the plants I got from B&M was this dahlia. Here you can see a little bit of new growth there, so that was one of the reasons why I selected this particular pack. And the goal is to have it in this space here, and that's because we've got this purple from the cordyline, brownish kind of flower, purple scabious. The lupin over here is purple. I have a funny feeling that the gladioli in this container is also purple. And then I'm going to plant in a geranium. The geranium is a Splish Splash, which is white and purple, so that this whole theme will kind of be purpley. And then the passion flowers are also purple, so this whole area is very purple. So that's the theme here. To be honest, I'm going to experiment, so I'm just going to plant this directly into the container. Normally I would put this into a little pot, let it grow on, but I don't really have time for that today, so it's just going straight in, and we'll just see what happens. The other plant that came in that pot was this agapanthus. This one is not a tall variety, it's kind of short, and again this one did have a little bit of growth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in this container here. So we've got the Eryngium, which should be quite tall. We've got this acanthus. The flower spikes on this should be quite tall, but the white from the agapanthus will go with these variegated leaves. So we're going to have white and blue from the flowers for these two plants. Now, what I'm trying to do in my containers this year is make sure that I've followed those steps in each one of my larger containers, but I'm also trying to make sure that there's some form of evergreen element in there, or at least some seasonal interest. What I'm trying to do this year is be more purposeful in my planting. I'm using more perennial plants this year because the goal is to stop spending as much money. With perennial plants, they come back year after year, provided they don't get eaten by slugs. My goal for next year is to not have to spend any money. But in these containers, what I'm trying to do is follow my 3 steps, my filler, spiller and thriller, but also leave a little gap where possible for an annual or seasonal bedding. So that means that I can take them out when their life cycle is over and then replace it with something else, and then that will also maybe give me space to grow something like a radish or something like that. But the vast majority of each container will have something in it so that I reduce how much money I spend for years to come. I hope that makes sense. Something that we spoke about at the Harrogate Flower Show was bolting chard. Because of the warm weather, the chard has bolted and gone to seed. So I learned that actually if you just chuck back from the stem, your chard will continue growing. So I'm going to trial that this year and see how that works. If you've tried this technique before, let me know in the comments below whether or not it worked for you. Now that you guys are armed with all of this info, I've got a special challenge for you. I'm calling it the Cloud Challenge. I want you to show me how you've used all of these skills that you've learned in this video. Make sure to tag me and use the hashtag Cloudscape. and show me some of the containers that you have made. If you don't have Instagram, you can do the same on Facebook, and you can even join my balcony and container gardening group on Facebook. I want to see all of your containers. Then I'm going to pick some of my favorites and I'm going to include them in some of my videos so I can showcase what you guys have been up to. Now, you may notice I'm not quite on the cloud garden. I'm actually here at Hortus Loci, and this happens to be the nursery where I got the vast majority of my thriller plants for my Chelsea show garden. The next video is what to buy in May, and it is going to be an RHS Chelsea exclusive because I am going to be taking you behind the scenes of this nursery to show you exactly what it takes to supply the plants for the Chelsea Flower Show. So hopefully I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye. There's a lot to unpack in today's episode, but hopefully you found something in here useful. If you have, let me know in the comments below. I'm really excited because the next episode is going to be a doozy. Hopefully I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.